welcome back to my channel. I am Ditto and you are watching the Diptanil channel. So currently this is my third podcast and the first podcast of this month. Today my special guest is Joya Gupta. He's one of my closest friends in our class. So please Joya Gupta, introduce yourself.
So hello viewers, Joya Gupta. I hope previously you have seen me because I have been the guest of Dipto's podcast. So I'm not so much unfamiliar with you, but still I'm introducing myself once again. I am Dipto's college friend, and we got familiar in college after my section got changed from CP. And now I am completely her friend. I know her very much. So we are going to have a funny podcast, therefore you can see my expressions, you can understand from my expression that's, but let's see what Dipto is going to ask me. Dipto, now start.
Okay, so my first question to you is what inspired you to pursue your current career? I mean this year.
So actually when I was in class 12, I didn't have a clear idea about what I'm going to pursue as a graduation degree. So I didn't have a clear idea. But I want to do something in the technical field because, as we know, it's an AI-driven era, and in this era,
You are from commerce background, right?
Yes, I am from commerce background. I had computer application, and I studied that thoroughly, and in proper depth. I had studied that subject, and not as a subject, but I studied that as a passion. Actually, I thought that the BC would be a very much suitable option because as I am coming from a commerce background, so I can't pursue BTech surely. I can't do that. And BSc, pursuing BSc, I think BC is better than BSc because BC is a professional degree and BSc will be normal general graduation. And in case if you go through the scenario of the various colleges all over the West Bengal or through India, so after BC most of the colleges has a placement opportunity, and after BSc it's not every colleges have a placement opportunity until and unless you are from the top tier 1 colleges. So that's why I choose that, and now I think that my decision was not that bad and I am doing very well. That's all.
So Joya, can you describe a memorable travel experience with our audience and what you learned from it?
Okay, sure, Dipta. I am very much delighted to share my travel experience with the audiences. So it's not that a recent travel experience. I'm going to talk about an experience that I had in childhood. It's because it's my childhood memory.
You do not travel so much.
Yes, and that's a reason because I have a sister and she has a travel sickness problem because means he vomits for whatever vehicles he rides, he vomits there. So that's a very much problem because we have a family of I belong to a nuclear family and there are 4 members in my family. So whatever place we visit, we travel together. So we can't leave here actually. But when she was not born, I'm talking about that time. I was probably 3 or 4 years old. As far as I can remember. And then that time I went to Science City for the first time. And Science City was a very popular destination for travel at that time because I'm talking about 10 to 12 years back. So that time when I went into Science City for the first time, I don't recall whatever happened, but I recall the rides that was very famous. The mouth of the dinosaur. I recall that I entered from the mouth of the dinosaur and came out from his tail. That was a great experience, and I was I was amazed by the feeling. And later I saw the magic mirror. It's a very famous destination. Whatever the visitors when the Science City, it's a very famous destination for all of the visitors. And I was too much fatty at that time. If you could see my childhood photos,
I was fatty at that time.
Yes, I was too much fatty. Even I was so much fatty, my mother couldn't take me in her lap. I was so much fatty. And after you can imagine, I was so much fatty, and after seeing myself on that magic mirror, how much fatty I would look like. So I was probably splendid and I was having so fun. But actually it's funny also. So that kind of that time. So it's obviously going to be a very funny and memorable experience.
Some experience. To has been the biggest inspiration or a role model of your life and why?
So I think my role model is, and I believe to be my role model because actually he was the greatest personality, greatest Indian personality, and his background matches with my background also. And the person is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Actually, I'm talking about him because he came from a very humble background and reached to such a level and achieved such a level of success that is very much as a setting example. He set an example as being a scientist and being a politician. He's not a politician, but he was the president of India. So he has achieved so many things in his life, and also been a pillar of his, known as a missile man of India, because he's a pillar of India space, success of space in of India. So I think he is my role model, and her father was a hawker. He was a hawker, and her father also came from a very humble background. And I also personally believe I also came from a very humble background. I also want to reach that state in my life. So I believe to be my role model.
Very good answer. So through this podcast, we have already known about Jaya and many things about her life. So that is for today. If you like the podcast, please subscribe my channel and comment in the comment box, and please like and share this video. And thank you, Jaya, for coming again in my podcast.
And guys, I also want to convey a message that Dipto is going to be the guest of my podcast also. So please stay tuned with the Dipto's channel, Diptanil Saha, and also stay tuned of my channel, Joy Buttar, to get inside of Dipto's life. So now that's all for today, and put your thumbs on the like button, also hit the subscribe button, and bye bye.
Free promotion.